Back, everyone. New for you at 4:30. Some big news today in Washington. 467,000 jobs were added in the month of January. Certainly good news for workers, the U.S. economy, and the president. Joining us this afternoon to talk more about it is the moderator of Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan. Margaret, always good to see you. Thank you for being here. This was obviously better than expected. At least that's what I was reading online. It's also coming out after Omicron spiked during the month of January. What does all of this indicate?
Well, it was certainly better than what the White House told us to expect. They set expectations low, and then this number did surprise to the upside. But it's not all clear sailing. This was a good jobs report, but you also saw in that information from the Labor Department that about 2 million Americans had to stop looking for work because of COVID infections. You saw other Americans couldn't show up for work due to the virus. So we're still seeing the virus very much impact the recovery and the shape of it. What we want to ask our guests, and particularly Wally Adeyemo, the number 2 with the Treasury Department, just exactly what the Biden administration's plan is here, because you are seeing people really in a tight labor market. Wages are going up. What does inflation look like? Do we still need to see the same kind of emergency support for the economy that has been there? Because the Biden administration has been arguing that trillions more needs to be pumped in social spending bills that are currently stalled. So it's a conversation really about where we're headed next.
Yeah, I know we've been covering all week long restaurant owners here in Connecticut looking for maybe some more relief from the federal government as well. So obviously this is all going to continue to play out. So there's a lot going on in Washington, but at the same time, now we have the Olympics happening in China. Many athletes are boycotting what's happening because of the human rights abuses and many other issues involving China. What is our current relationship like with that country? I know this is something you're going to focus on this weekend.
We will, Mark, because really there is no more consequential relationship in the world than that between the United States and China. They are the 2 largest economies in the world. They are 2 great powers, and the effort here is to try to avoid them from having a conflict. This Olympic Games is really kind of Beijing's return to the global stage to show they've recovered from the virus that first circulated on Chinese soil 2 years ago. But as you mentioned, there is a boycott. You know, the Biden administration has said they want to make human rights fundamental to who we are as Americans and the primacy in our foreign policy. And yet, other world leaders like Vladimir Putin of Russia are there embracing Xi Jinping, despite the fact that he has 1 million people in concentration camps in his country right now in what the United States government deems a genocide. Can U.S. businesses be restricted from doing their own business and investing in parts of China? Some senators argue that should be the case. We want to talk to Senator Marco Rubio of the state of Florida, who has put in place bills that would try to stop you and I from buying products that are made with slave labor in those concentration camps. So this is an important conversation, and it is going to be a consequential one I think we're going to be having for the years to come.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I know you will be continuing this coming up Sunday morning on your show. Margaret, always good to see you. Thank you again for joining us on this Friday. We appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And just a reminder, you can see Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan coming up this Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on Channel 3.